The Waylanders is a classically inspired RPG that took its first steps on Kickstarter back in 2018 and has been steadily picking up steam ever since. I recently got to check out an alpha build of the game ahead of its early access launch to explore its fantastical take on the Celtic Age. And yes, that means it is still very much a work in progress. Bugs are still being discovered and weeded out, in-engine cutscenes and conversations still lack animations or lip syncing, and plenty of items and abilities lack descriptions. But this early access version gives us a good look at what to expect from this ambitious and promising RPG. The Waylanders is a unique blend of historical fiction and mythic fantasy, set in the ancient real-world region of Brigantia, but overflowing with supernatural magic. Written by veterans of games like Telltale's The Walking Dead and Fallout New Vegas, its story revolves around what happens when some of that magic becomes corrupted, and how our choices in light of that ripple across history. And while we'll see the consequences of those decisions depicted as the story jumps forward in time to the Middle Ages and back again, the early access build is primarily focused on the first Celtic Age segment of the game. Combat, which mechanically feels like the most fleshed out aspect of the build at this stage, is a comfortable take on the classic active pause RPG formula. You've got a party made up of your archetypal warrior, tank, mage, or healer classes that evolve with new attacks, abilities, and subclasses as you level up, but there are a couple of interesting twists. First and foremost is the Waylanders' formations mechanic, which allows characters to rally other party members into a tight group to perform unique class-based maneuvers against enemies. These can range from historically inspired arrangements like a classical Grecian phalanx to the mythical Sorcerer's Conclave, which transforms them into an arcane siege tower. And selecting which characters in your party are part of a given formation provides an extra layer of strategy too. The more members in a formation, the more damage it can deal or absorb before breaking, but pooling everyone into one big group drastically limits your options. Perhaps instead of channeling the entire party's energy into a magical golem that will stomp all over its foes, you can opt to put 3 of your 5 total party members into the Guardian Shield Dome to provide cover as your 2 spellcasters bombard the enemy from a distance. It's a really flexible system that seems ripe for endless customization and tinkering for you tacticians out there. And that goes for the Waylanders' configurable AI as well, which allows you to toggle back your party members' behavior to only take actions you command, or, for those of you who prefer a more casual experience, crank it up so that they'll basically take care of themselves when you want to focus on playing as one character instead of all 5. The other notable tweak to the classic RPG style, and this goes for exploration as well as combat, is the Waylanders' dedication to making the experience just as enjoyable for players who prefer a third-person perspective as those who want the classic isometric RPG experience. Quickly swapping from a top-down or three-quarter perspective to a third-person follow cam with the push of a button is a great quality of life innovation, and something I'd like to see other modern takes on the old-school RPG adopt. And while it's still a bit more cumbersome than a traditional third-person camera, it's still the best execution of the idea I've seen in a genre that's never really managed to get past the really zoomed-in ISO cam feel. The option to experience the world from ground level instead of the traditional eye in the sky is something I really appreciated, because what I've seen of the world of the Waylanders so far has been beautiful. From villages surrounded by dense woods to mysterious islands crackling with mystical energy, every environmental pixel is designed to heighten the fantastical nature of Gato's take on ancient Galicia. It's a fascinating mix of old-world historical influence and creative, colorful designs. Blue-skinned humanoid sorcerers with golden metallic eyes sit across the table from Greek adventurers and Celtic kings, while the quote-unquote monstrous Fomorian giants of Irish folklore are surprisingly endearing with their childlike excitement at seeing the surface world for the first time.
Holy shit! Yes!
The Waylanders looks to be an engaging take on the Celtic mythos, which rarely gets a spotlight in media as it is, and I'm intrigued to see where it ends up once it hits final release. Gato Studios is clearly invested in creating an experience alongside its community, and with a fresh take on RPG systems and its unique world, we'll gladly keep checking back throughout early access to see how it's shaping up.